Hey travelers, welcome back to Laura's Travel Talk. Today in our ongoing series of the 50 US states one a week, we're going to Alabama. Alabama's the cotton state. We're almost out of states, so stay tuned because we're going to pick up something new when we get to the end of, I think I have 6 left. But also don't forget to subscribe and like for me, I would appreciate it, and leave comments. And let's kick off Alabama. Well, everybody knows Alabama's down on the south by the Gulf Coast. But let's start over in Little River Canyon National Preserve. What makes Little River Canyon great? Well, it's a stunning canyon and waterfall system, and it's one of the deepest in the southeast. It offers hiking, kayaks, some of the best scenic drives in the state. These people look like they're loving going swimming there in the giant swimming hole. Travel tip would be, visit in spring and you get a lot of the wildflowers and stuff. If you visit in fall, you'll get the turning of the leaves. But make sure and bring a camera and have a camera ready for that canyon rim drive, because it is beautiful. Enjoy. So our next stop is Mobile. Mobile, Alabama is one of the Gulf Coast's most historic cities. It's known for its beautiful architecture and its live oak trees. Oh my gosh, look at that oak tree line drive. Oh, it's gorgeous. And vibrant Mardi Gras celebrations. Well, little known fact that Mardi Gras was originated in Mobile. My tip would be, visit during Mardi Gras season, which is late February, early March, for a more family-friendly, less crowded alternative to New Orleans. And they have all the parades and all the dress up and all the beads. So get out there and enjoy you some Mobile, Alabama. Well, our next stop is Muscle Shoals. It's the hit recording capital of the world. Why is it great? Well, it's a small town, and it's famous for its influential recording studios where legends were recording some of their biggest hits. You've got Muscle Shoals Sound Studio, and you've got Fame Studios, and they are both accessible by taking a tour. But the legends that recorded there were people like Aretha Franklin, Wilson Pickett, the Rolling Stones, the Allman Brothers, Lynyrd Skynyrd, even the Osmond Brothers, Sonny and Cher. The list goes on. Etta James, she's in that picture. Duane Allman. It's just, everybody's gone to Muscle Shoals, especially the southern rock bands like Lynyrd Skynyrd, Allman Brothers, etc. But if you take a guided tour, you can see both studios and walk through the footsteps of music legends. Very cool. So our next stop in Alabama is Montgomery. Montgomery has a whole bunch of civil rights history, but it also has Southern charm. So why is it great? Well, it's the state capital, for starters. And Montgomery is rich in the civil rights history and Southern culture. Some of the key sites include the Rosa Parks Museum. There's the front of the museum there. The Dexter Avenue Baptist Church. And the National Memorial for Peace and Justice. If you take a guided walking tour of the Civil Rights Trail, you can fully appreciate the city's pivotal role it had in our American history. And I think it's probably something everyone should know about. Get to Montgomery. So our next stop is Huntsville. Huntsville is known as the Rocket City because it's home to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, and it's the largest space museum in the world. Huntsville is a must-visit for space enthusiasts because it's also a hub for tech innovation and beautiful mountain views. But it's got all of the technology of all the shuttles and the space exploration. Very cool. So you can plan a trip during Space Camp, and you can do Space Camp for the whole family, Or you can do the Apollo anniversary celebrations because they do those every so often. And you get a truly cool experience of the whole place. But get down to Huntsville because that looks like a cool little campus to go, explore. Have fun. So our next stop is the Gulf Shores. White sand beaches and coastal fun. Why is it great? Well, it's 32 miles of sugary white sand beaches. That's fantastic. Gulf Shores is perfect for a classic beach vacation. There's a little floating bar there. You can go up and get anything you need. It's also known for deep sea fishing. And you can take some of these parasailing off the end of the boat. That looks like fun. Here's some of those people fishing. They're on their boat high cotton because they had a good season. And you can go dolphin cruising. Look at all the dolphins there in the Gulf. What? If you visit in late spring or early fall, you get warm weather without quite as many crowds, but you have got to go during the annual National Shrimp Festival in October. Look at that. That is some scrimps. They look good. I didn't do a food page on this one, but when you're down in Alabama, some of the things you might want to try are the pimento cheese, which is in a lot of southern states. It's so good you can spread it on a sandwich and just eat it like that. Fried catfish, po' boy sandwiches, fried green tomatoes, fantastic. I think I talked about those in the Mississippi video. Biscuits and gravy, all the usual southern food that is rib sticking and delicious. Next up, let's take a look at Birmingham. Why is it great? Well, it's known as the birthplace of the civil rights movement. So there's a lot of history here in Birmingham too. It's got a lot of powerful landmarks like the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute, the 16th Street Baptist Church, and the Kelly Ingram Park. It also has a thriving food and craft beer scene, but these are some of the things with the civil rights that I thought I should point out. Lots of things to see and do in Birmingham, but Alabama as a whole, as you can tell, had a lot of the civil rights movement around there. So they've got a lot of history and a lot of monuments for that. So get out to Alabama and see that. So before we check out of Alabama, let's talk about some sports. Although they don't have any major professional sports teams, they are home to some of the most passionate college football fans in the country. Starting with the University of Alabama, Roll Tide. The Alabama Crimson Tide, known for their national championship wins and intense rivalry with Auburn. I mean to tell you, these boys are R-A-B-I-D rabid. It's crazy. The SEC is like a religion in the South. I'm telling you. But let's talk about the Crimson Tide a little bit. They first started in 1892. They're in the SEC. They have 18 national titles, 34 conference titles, and they have two very well-known coaches. Bear Bryant, considered one of the best college football coaches of all time. He was their manager for 25 years, coach. And then Nick Saban, who just retired last year, he was there for 17 years. He's also known as one of the greatest college football coaches. And University of Alabama has sent out 4 Heisman Trophy winners. So there you go. And then one of their biggest rivals, if not the biggest, is the Auburn Tigers. The Auburn Tigers were also established in 1892, and they have 2 national champions titles and 16 conference titles. They have contributed 3 Heisman Trophy winners. Quarterback Pat Sullivan in 1971, Cam Newton, quarterback in 2010, and a quarterback who gets the Heisman Trophy about 85% of the time, but they had none other than running back Bo Jackson in 1985. If you are not familiar with who Bo Jackson is, he is one of the greatest athletes of all time. Athletes of all time, not football player. And for those of you who didn't know, he spent his professional football with the Raiders. And then he also played baseball with the Kansas City Royals and the Chicago White Sox and the Angels in California. We had him for 1 year here in Southern California. But that man is a stud. So we're almost at the end here, but I want to remind you to leave me some comments, please. And this one, I had to put this little guy in at the end of the video here. Did you know that in Scottsboro, Alabama, there's a 50,000 square foot warehouse that gets all the unclaimed luggage in the United States? All the unclaimed luggage. Although with all the technology now, it's like less than 1% of luggage that ever gets lost anymore because it's so electronic. But they have luggage after luggage after luggage, and you can go down there and shop. And apparently now they have an online store, so you don't have to go to Scottsboro, Alabama. But oh my gosh, I mean, they have everything from clothes to expensive shoes, expensive jewelry, watches. Everything's appraised, cleaned, washed, scrubbed. Holy cow. You can probably get some pretty good deals there. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting little known fact. Well, I want to thank you for watching once again. And I appreciate you liking and subscribing, and especially leaving comments. Next week, I will be bringing you another one of the U.S. states, like I do one a week. And then also I post another video during the week of anything else that's travel related. So I hope you can join me, because I appreciate the people taking the time to watch. And until next week, don't forget Bono's Sports. See ya.